Here they are. They're in the Cape Cod. It's late in the year. They know nothing about where they are. If they lose a month searching for a large navigable river on Cape Cod. Believe me, there are no large navigable rivers there. And in the process, they would do everything wrong when it came to trying to develop a relationship with the Native Americans. They would find some corn buried in the sand. They knew it was of obvious value to its owners, but they were fearful that their own grains brought from Europe might not take to these alien soils, so they stole the corn. They came across some elaborate native graves. They knew, in their own words, that it would be odious to these people to ransack their sepulchres, but they were curious. They ransacked their sepulchres. And a few days later, when they made it to what's now known as First Encounter Beach in modern Eastham, Cape Cod, they found themselves trading shots with an estimated 35 to 40 Native Americans. No one seems to have been hurt, but it was clear that this was not the way to introduce yourselves to a native population. They would eventually settle in Plymouth Harbor. There's no large navigable river there, but it would have to do. And what appealed to them about it was that the ground was cleared, but there were no one living there. And what they would eventually learn is that during the 3 years that they had been planning this voyage, a group of epidemics introduced by European fishermen in Maine had worked their way down the Atlantic coast, killing in some instances 90% of the native people. What we call Plymouth Harbor was Patuxet to the Indians, and home to an estimated 2,000. When they arrived, no one was there, just the whitened bones of the dead scattered among the interior of the country. And this is where the Pilgrims attempted to create a new life. It wasn't long before 2 to 3 were dying per day. As spring approached, they feared that the Indians were just waiting them out, waiting until enough had died that this would be the end of it. But then that spring, Massasoit did an extraordinary thing. He made overtures of peace to create an alliance with this pitiful group of English people, because he realized that they could be of some use to him. His people had been devastated by disease, but the neighboring Narragansetts, his enemies, had been left untouched and were threatening to take his people over. Perhaps an alliance with these English, with their new technology, would provide him with a way to maintain his people's cultural integrity. And so, because of Massasoit's actions, this group of English people who would not have been able to survive that first winter without the Indians' help were given a reprieve. And thus was begun what would be 50 years of peace.